Today we're going to break down John Mayer's Slow Dancing in a Burning Room, which is actually on my top 3 list of worst places to slow dance, right after folk metal festivals and anywhere in North Florida. So basically, the main riff sounds like this. So I think this is an excellent lesson in taking intervals of a scale and kind of beefing them up in a way that doesn't sound like chords, but is still kind of like a fuller lead type intro sound, okay? So this is in the key of E, which you know that the relative minor in the key of E is C sharp. So we're gonna do a lot of this from the C sharp minor scale. If you don't know what that is, we just start on the 9th fret of the E string, hit the minor scale, 9, 10, or 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 13, 9, 11, and we can keep going. But we're only going to use a few of these notes. So basically, we're just going to play just the melody first without the diads, the 2-note chords that eventually get stepped back, right? So at its core, this melody is just... Okay, so that's kind of just one note at a time. And you can see, I don't even have to leave this shape of the minor scale to play that. We start with a slide into the 11th fret on the A string, and then we're gonna hit the 9th fret. So that's kind of like a big jump. All right, gotta put a lot of vibrato on that second note. And then we're just gonna go backwards through the scale. One note at a time. Forward, back, into the 5th of where you started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And then the second time you do it, you start in the middle, the octave. And then end on an E, which is for the key of E. It's a great place to end. It's the resolution. But that's not exactly how this riff is played. So I just kind of wanted to breeze over that because it's going to help us understand the intervals for when we start backing through the fretboard. Okay? So we're going to start with that same slide into our position, the 5th of the minor scale that we're kind of using here. Same thing, getting that note right there on the 9th fret of the G string. Now we're going to start making these 2-note chords. Okay, so this is going to be the first one we're going to use, 11D and 9G. And now we can think of this as a root note, and it's minor third. And in fact, the minor third of the relative minor is a very, very bluesy thing, and that's kind of like a signature part of this song and a signature part of so many songs, and especially like blues and rock licks. This one right here, there's something about a minor third, and again, when I say minor third, that's a distance. It's just 3 frets. We could play it from the 9th fret, but that doesn't really have like an impact. The great thing about guitar is you can slide into a root and then come back to a minor third. That's one of the unique things about guitar, and that's why minor thirds play such a huge role in rock music, blues music, stuff like that, right? A lot of cool stuff that you've heard. It's just minor thirds, right? You'll hear it in like tons and tons of classic rock songs. So we've got this dyad, a root in its minor third, and we're gonna back it down a step. So we go from the 11th fret of the D string. Now our root note is the 9th fret of the D string. I'm doing a major third, right? And the major scale is the third note. So we've got minor third, major third, and now we've got the same fret. This is a power chord. This is kind of like, if you know power chords as these, guys, this is an inversion of a power chord. So that could be the chord right there, but we're taking the root of that and just putting it right here. So it's the 6th fret of the D string and the G string. You can play that with 1 finger, play it 2 fingers, however you want to do it. So we've got minor third, major third, power chord, another power chord back here, and then we're going to kind of stick here for a second. Okay, now we're going to add another kind of dyad note here. So we're on the 4th fret of the G string. We're going to add the 5th fret of the B string, which is an E. And if you notice, this is kind of familiar of another shape that you've seen before, like a D major shape, moved up 2 frets higher, which is kind of like indicative of an E major chord. We're in the key of E. That's why this sounds so good to manipulate, right? And this is to hammer on from your pointer finger to 4 to 6, back, and then up, right? And you can kind of do that hammer on at the end too, where it's 4 to 4 and 6. So. And then the second time, we're going to take this note that we ended on and then get right back into it. Then do the same thing, but we're going to hammer on here and end on an E, the 7th fret of the A string, major dyad. An E is major third. Now, I've seen people play it. Same difference. This and this and this are just different places to play the same kind of two-note thing. So location, to me, isn't important. Some people are a real stickler for playing it exactly like how John Mayer would play it. But yeah, I think this is just a great example of kind of beefing up intervals within a scale and turning it into something really musical by adding your chops, because that's when you get the vibrato there. You can start to like use slides, get that real snappy John Mayer thing by using your fingers. So really, all those techniques kind of add up, but it's really kind of like a simple thing that is born from just a scale, shape, and intervals. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments on Instagram, Twitter, or the website, and I'll get to you soon. Thanks a lot.